All right, here we go. I got to ring the bell. It's time for Des and Jeff Watch Stuff. I'm out of this grenade agave boom margarita, which was good. So I'm going to move on to
You're not drinking that.
bartender in a box margarita beatbox. It's like a beatbox, but it's a bartender in a box. And I'm going to pour that in here because we got something to talk about. We watched every episode of The Shield, so you don't have to. This is going to be our series retrospective. A while ago, we started watching The Shield. Now, I watched it before when it was new, brand new, way back when, which seems like a million years ago. And I tried to introduce Des to it a few times, and she just was like, eh. But then the one night, I was like, I strapped her down, tied her up, put a ball gag in her mouth, and said, watch it. Okay, maybe not the ball gag, but I said, watch this. And after...
Don't touch me.
After maybe 2 episodes, hooked. Right there. Hooked.
Yes.
Hooked.
Well, my favorite actor is in it, first of all.
Galgan Waggins. Walton Goggins.
Oh.
Yes, he is a fantastic actor.
He is.
And he plays Shane, who is a redneck cop in fictional Los Angeles. Vic Mackey, the main cop guy. Then there's Lem.
Yeah.
And Ronnie. Poor Ronnie. Okay, so what's the premise of The Shield?
Crooked cops gone bad.
There you go. Crooked Cop's gone even more bad.
Right.
So
Bad people becoming cops.
there is pretty much no good person in this entire series. There's only... There's one. There is one good person in the entire show, and that's Claudette Wims. She's the only one, I think, that out of all the characters is pretty much a good person.
She plays that same character in everything she does, though.
CCH Pounder is her name.
Yes.
Which is such an odd name.
She's awesome. But she doesn't stray too far from that same role.
No.
Because she's really good at it. She's very believable.
So that's the premise, though. Like she said, it is crooked cops going even worse.
Oh, and politicians and everybody.
Everybody has faults in this show. It is early aughts, we'll say, and it's shot in a very hyperactive style. There's a lot of quick cuts and shaky cam because that was the thing to do back then. The cell phones are tiny little flip phones for almost all of the show.
That's pretty much what gives it away. It
Yeah.
shows its age, but...
The music is terrible.
Oh,
It's like the worst gangster rap wannabe stuff and the worst nu metal rap rock that you can find.
it's very
is
early 2000s.
in the show. It's disgusting. It's the
bad.
only thing I don't like about it, like rewatching it, because rewatching it, I think since I knew what happened, and I told her in the beginning, I said, pay attention to the pilot episode because all this stuff is going to come back to haunt them by the end of the series. And me rewatching it, picking up little things, and also little reoccurring characters that would have a little bit part in like the first season, came back like in the fourth to have another role or have something going on. Amazing writing by Sean Ryan and the other guy who went on to make Sons of Anarchy. Because that's another thing. I still believe there's a shared universe between them because some of the gang names and other things from The Shield pop up again in Sons of Anarchy, which is another great show. You should go see it. A lot of the characters in The Shield, the actors
Yeah.
are
Not characters, because
characters.
Walton Goggins plays a very different role.
So, okay, let's talk about Walton Goggins. I think his performance in that series is probably the best. You believe everything that he does. You know, Shane can be a ruthless prick, or he could be a loving father, and you believe that 100%.
Yep. He broke my heart in that show because I did not see what happens near the end. I didn't see that coming.
Yeah, there's a lot of twists and turns in that show that you don't expect.
No.
Dutch is another great character. I don't know the actor's name. I can't remember his name. It doesn't matter. The character of Dutch is very complex. And every character in the show does have an arc. You see where they start, where they end. Sometimes they end in a better place. Sometimes they end in a worse place. And let's talk about the last episode. Did you like the last episode? How they left it?
I don't know. I don't really.
Torn.
Yeah.
You're torn. Okay.
I kind of get why it was that way, but
Yeah.
it wasn't like as final and satisfying as you wanted it to be, but that was kind of how the show was.
Right.
You were supposed to feel unsettled by most of that show.
Yeah, I was fine with it.
Yeah, fine with it is.
Almost every like final episode of a show, like, is usually bad. This one was okay, pretty good, I'd say even. It doesn't end with you disappointed, I'll say. It ends with you wanting more, but it doesn't end disappointed. Like, I know a lot of people were disappointed with how Lost ended. I know a lot of people were disappointed how Game of Thrones ended. There's a lot of like shows that, with like they say, they don't stick the landing. But The Shield, I think, is number one. It's excellent from beginning to end. There was no real lull in the show. Unlike Sons of Anarchy, where when they go to Ireland, just
you could skip that whole season.
And it doesn't really matter. Watch the first and last episode of that season, and you're fine. And Sons of Anarchy, I think, rushed itself a little bit at the last season. The Shield's not like that. It's brutal. It's brutal, which is amazing for how old it is. I mean, it's early aughts. I can't recall exactly when it started, but I do remember it was already running when I switched jobs back in 2006, 5, somewhere around there. But I remember I didn't even know about the show until my wonderful work friend Leanne said, "You got to start watching The Shield." And once like Leanne said, "You got to start watching The Shield," I was like, "Really?" And I started watching Shield, and I got hooked. You know, I got hooked way before I got hooked on this one, and then so I had to reintroduce it. You know, some 15 years later or something. You know, and she loved it, and we would watch like 3 episodes a night. It'd be like midnight. It'd be like, we gotta go to work tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we could watch one more episode and just kind of like drink coffee all day, and we'll be fine. It's one of
couldn't
those.
wait to get back to sitting in the living room watching it the next night. Like, we did that for weeks.
And there's not a lot of shows that can do that, but the one Sopranos can. Sopranos can. Sopranos. The Wire's like that too. I haven't introduced her to The Wire yet. That's even darker than The Shield. Like,
I cannot fathom anything being darker than some of the things that happened in this show. Oh yeah,
The Wire. The way I explain The Wire to people is a more complicated, more realistic version of The Shield.
Okay, that I can understand, because some of those things you'd be like,
yeah,
no.
some of the action in The Shield is a little bit more like superhero-y, because like they're dodging bullets. So, you know, The Wire is not like that. Like, if someone's shooting at you, if you're a cop and you're getting shot at, you know, you're watching this and you're feeling for that cop, because chances are a cop is getting hit by a bullet. In The Shield, especially the later episodes, it's like the one thing I'm not even going to complain about, because it's not really a complaint. It's part of what the show is. You know, the show is it's like a hyper stylized cop show, and there hasn't been one before or since. I haven't found a show that is like The Shield. So, as far as TV shows go that you can binge, I'm going to give The Shield a 9. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
9.
getting like a 9.4 for me.
Oh.
It is just so close to perfect. I really loved it.
Yeah.
Even for an old show, because sometimes older stuff is hard to watch if it's not real old, like
Like
in the 80s.
Like Andy Griffin.
well,
That's old.
but you
Dragnet.
know, yeah, within the last 20 years or so, that's like not old enough for me, but it worked.
I don't think this show gets as much credit as being very binge watchable as like
Yeah.
other shows. As like Sons of Anarchy gets more credit. The Sopranos gets more credit. The Wire gets more credit. Game of Thrones gets more credit. All these other shows get more credit than The Shield. And yes, there are episodic episodes that, you know, like a Criminal of the Week kind of thing, but there's always either a B story or the A story that's interwoven in there that is the overarching story of at least the season, if not the series. There's always something going on there. So you can watch it, pick it up wherever, and still get something out of it.
Yeah.
Or if you're watching it from the beginning, you get even more out of it. You know, you couldn't watch it as an episodic cop show because there is that CSI type procedural thing going on in it,
Yes.
on top of the arc of the season, the story arc of the season and the series, which is something that's probably not easy to do if you're a writer.
Yeah, it's impressive.
Most impressive. Yeah.
Impressive for me being that it's fiction because I'm so into like true crime.
Yeah,
so
oh, yeah.
this, I
You have
mean,
to be. It's our jobs.
it's our jobs. But I love it. But this show, it was okay for me not being real. I was still
Yeah.
very,
Yeah.
very into it.
It goes some dark places, but
Oh,
very enjoyable.
I was.
Yeah. Very enjoyable.
I can't believe they're really doing this.
We talked about everything. I don't want to go too long on this, but I do have to mention we talked about everything but Vic Mackey, really.
Yeah.
Vic Mackey is such a great character because he's a prick. He's an asshole, but you do love him like you love Tony Soprano.
Right. And he's the ringleader, but
He does some really bad shit.
yeah.
He does
he
some
makes people
really
he takes
terrible.
people down with him, and it's
Yeah.
really brutal
Yeah,
sometimes.
especially in the last season,
Yeah.
where like he's up against the wall and like,
And everything he's done
yeah,
is coming back to haunt him.
yeah. So that's
It's
not
catching up.
really a big spoiler because you
No,
know it's gonna
no.
happen, and this is a show that's 20 years old, so I mean, come on.
And you also would never guess the things he's done. So
Yeah. You know, the last episode is a doozy. The last couple episodes actually,
yeah.
when things start to unravel for every character in the show. Like I said, you have to think about it and like, oh yeah, that's right. They did that back in season 1.
Yeah.
Or they did that back in season 3. And that's, again, a chef's kiss because that's brilliant writing. I couldn't do it. So,
Me neither.
you know how I am about art. When I look at art, any kind of art, whether it's a book, a movie, a TV show, a painting, if I have no idea how you do that, a piece of music is awesome to me because if I can't fathom how I would actually try to do something like that, even remotely on the same level, I have to give you a thumbs up because I can't do it. And I wouldn't be able to write something like The Shield. I know he didn't do it alone. Now, Sean Ryan did not do it alone, of course, but it was his idea. He was a showrunner. So, yeah, so congrats.
You
Sean
also
Ryan.
don't give yourself enough credit for what you are capable of because,
Well, thank you, dear.
you know,
Thank you, dear.
you're a heck of a writer there, dear.
I try. Well, I'm also like a top-notch shelf Joker guy too. You know, what was it? Top notch.
Top
I'm top
Top
notch. Yeah, Joker. That is.
Yeah. And I married you anyway.
No, what the hell? What are you gonna do? All right, we're done because she needs to eat. I think we're gonna go for Stromboli because I've had some drinks. We've been drinking Guinness, and we've been drinking some margaritas, and
You've been drinking those margaritas.
this stuff is disgusting. But
Oh, I can't believe.
whatever. It's early.
That's gonna give you such a headache.
No, it's gonna be such a heartburn, and I already
That
have
too.
heartburn.
Ugh.
Go watch The Shield. Great. I think it's on Hulu.